Welcome to the Jay
and Margot Show,
where we keep it real,
raw,
and respectful. Y'all don't know what it took for us to get here at all. You do not know. We were supposed to be going live on our page, but unfortunately, Facebook informed us that we are not old enough.
No, and YouTube.
So
there's a little business tidbit for anybody out there that's looking for business advice.
Yes. I actually will lean towards YouTube though, because YouTube is only saying 24 hours we can go live. Mm-hmm. Facebook talking about we got to be 60 days old to go live. So you'll be getting snippets of tonight's episode until September. And September is a beautiful month to be grown in, because I am a September baby.
Oh, that's right. That's
September
right,
9th. So we do accept gifts. My Cash App is IamJayamJaye. Yes, you can send me.
We will put it in the comments.
We will put it. It'll be the caption. It'll be the title.
Don't forget whose birthday he's super sad though. Okay.
Well, it's coming in August. Hers is August 22nd, but we still won't be wrong.
You think you could do a Leo like that?
I live with a Leo. I'm married to one, so yes. I know how to handle Leos. Anyway, okay. But yes, this episode we will be talking about. Listen to that. About. Anyway, now that might be edited.
No.
We will be talking about the 4th of July. Not even the 4th of July. No. Because of the 4th of July, we will be talking about freedom, liberty. I knew as soon as we got started, one of my kids would text me or call. But anyway,
this is real.
This is real.
Very real.
Very real. And I'm giving you a heads up now. My husband was asleep when I left the house, so he'll be calling with you.
Well, we should have been done by now.
We should have been almost done by now. But anyway, we decided to talk about liberty.
Yes.
And what that looks like. And how you can, what did we say?
Mindset change to free your mind. Because there are a lot of things like our heart is to help people grow. People who know where they want to be, they see themselves doing better, or people who feel like they should have been further along. There's many different ways, whether it's your career, relationship, and your faith, your family, with your kids. We're always hitting roadblocks. So we wanted to build this community to help people because we all have different stories, different struggles, and between the two of us, we got quite a bit to cover.
A lot to cover.
Yep, and a lot of things that we have been through, a lot of stuff we had to overcome, and we wanted to share that. And we actually grew in our faith.
Yes.
We grew closer, friendship, and that.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we have some years.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how far back is church for us?
Whew. They were babies. So
that meant I had them in the nursery. How old are you, Annabelle?
17.
So I would say she was at least about 5.
So we
12
have
years.
Like, we've known each other. You know how you fill out an application that says, and you put your reference down and it says how long have you known this person. I think you say 15 then maybe? Or
yeah, definitely.
15.
I was still married to my last marriage when I was going there. I was.
You were. But this that you see now has been, what, about maybe 5-6 years?
Oh, I want to say more than that.
More than that?
Because it's going on 5 years since my dad passed.
Oh, yeah.
So
and that's what I was calling you for earlier, too, I have to tell you. But you know what? This is where we say we keep it real and we keep it raw. And I have to be obedient all the time. We have amazing conversations over the phone and in person. And what we wanted to do was bring that. So I see God is already bringing that. But in my reading, my study time earlier, I had called you because I wanted to ask you how old was your dad when he passed. And I part of liberty, and this is crazy, and this is how our conversations go on the phone, because we chase squirrels or the rabbits get to bouncing, and we're like, okay. But this is why I also have my Bible. I also have my journal. I am not unprepared because I remember it like it was just this morning. But I'm gonna read this first. But part of liberty, as I go to Psalm chapter 90, is my grandmother passed away last year. She passed away in April, and I've been struggling. I've been dealing with grief, and so. As I was reading, doing my devotional this morning, I read this. And Psalm chapter 90, verse 10, it says, the years of our life are 70, or even by reason of strength, 80. Yet their span is but toil and trouble. They are soon gone, and we fly away. I was doing Read the Word with me when I came across this, and instantly grief just went, because I was in bondage. And if I'm being honest, if I'm being real, I still am when it comes to processing the death of my grandmother.
I wouldn't call it bondage, though, because there's a grieving process. You're still stepping through that, and there's no time frame. Because even like I said, because if that's true, like I told you, every here and there till this day, something can trigger me, and then I'll instantly have a good cry, but then be able to let it go and then keep moving forward.
Okay, so maybe, but like you say, liberty and mindset. That's a mindset change that I have to work on, because I don't see it that way. I feel stuck when it comes to thinking about my grandmother, and I'm fighting back tears. But I want to finish sharing the revelation that I got when I was reading this morning. And my grandmother was 85 years old when she passed. She turned 85 on April 12th. She passed on April 29th. So just a few weeks after her 85th birthday. But as I was reading this, and it said our years are 70. This is what God's word is saying. Our years are 70. 80 by strength, which means from 70 to 80, it takes strength to get to your 80th birthday. My grandmother had more than strength because she made it to 85. She saw 85, and it was in that moment. And one of the things, and I might share this story in its entirety, because we said that we're going to do a show on grief. Yeah. But God had told me when my grandmother passed that he gave her what she asked for. She wanted to see the age of 85. And that's what she saw. But me and my flesh and in my human state, I had prayed, and I was like, Lord, give her another 15 years. I wanted her to see 100. But it was when I was reading this morning that God told me I gave her 15 years. It started when she turned 70, and she had the strength to go through 80 and saw 85. He said, there's your 15 years. You just didn't know that you had it. And I was like, and God knows that I would have fought, right. I want more, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to see a loved one live longer. But what does the quality of life look like? Because as I look back, and this is not going to be the grief show. As I look back, I'm able to see old age set in with my grandmother, and I was in denial even then, because I'm like, no, this is not it. But liberty comes in, and that was for somebody. Yes. That's why God had to share that. But the liberty in that is when God told me, you're free now to do what I have purposed and created for you to do. I was like, I could have did it with my grandma here. I don't know what you're talking about. But I understand, because as he has moved me into the arenas and into the company of people that will help bring his vision to pass, he absolutely right. I wouldn't be getting ready to do what I'm getting ready to do if my grandmother was still here, because she would have been sickly.
Right, and she would have needed the help, and I would have wanted to be the person to do it.
But nobody taking care of that woman but me.
Right.
No nursing home, hospital she needed to, but...
And that's the other show we were talking about, attachments.
But that's another show. And here's the thing, guys. Like, we're not going to call it ADHD, but you see she's taking her notes. If you guys have anything that you want to talk about, any topics, share them with us. Put them in the comments, and we will definitely cover them with you. Because we always say that life is not meant to be lived alone. God created us to live in community and village with one another. And when I'm having moments, I can call her and be like, hey, I'm struggling or whatever. She can call me and say I'm struggling, and then I'm going to just crack the whip and get her back into shape because she needs some tough love. She'll do the same thing for me. We call those refreshers. We need reminders of things we've previously talked about, or even if it's new. But it's a beautiful thing to be free.
Yes.
To be free in God, to have that liberty. And I find that with liberty, there's a peace. Like the Bible says, there's a peace that surpasses all understanding. And I don't get it, but I'm okay.
Right.
I can relax.
And there's a freedom in the sharing of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew when I struggled the most, I kept it inside.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that and hidden from people, that causes depression.
Mm-hmm.
That's bondage. That's oppression as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but my dad was 87. And I recall he used to say that the only reason why he's still here is because of my mom. It used to be up because of us, and then it was because of my mom. He knew my mom wasn't ready to be, on her own.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was always of that mindset that you declare how long you want to be here. So just like your grandma just, said that she wanted to see 85. When my dad was ready to go, he declared when he was ready to go. He told me, I shared this with my mom 2 weeks prior, that he was ready to go. And he was talking to me mentally, preparing me mentally to get things in order, and what I needed to do to help my mom get through that phase of her life. So, So yeah. So
and there's that liberty and freedom, to be with God the Father, to be where there's no more sorrow, where there's no more tears, where there is no more pain, no more mental anguish or pressure that you just talked about. Like, there's liberty at every corner if we really seek it out or search for it.
The blessing of it.
Yes.
That's what it is. And major mind shift. Just one tidbit, if anybody can take one gold nugget from this, is the attitude of gratitude. Being able to see these small blessings like that and recognizing what a true blessing is. Being able to wake up in the morning.
Yes.
That's a huge blessing. When I think about my life, even the stuff recently that I have gone through, to just say that I'm still sane, that's a blessing,
Yes, it is.
Our sanity, the sound mind, you can be grateful. My dad used to say, if you can't think of anything, just be grateful that when you can turn off the side of your bed and put your feet down on the ground, So always be in the mindset, attitude of gratitude. Find something to be grateful for. That you have a voice, that you can hear, that you can see, that you can taste, that you can move.
That you have a liberty in having a job, a career. You may not like the building that you walk into. You may not like the people that you work with, but there's freedom in that. Because now you have the funds to be able to pay your bills, to be able to go on vacation, to be able to
just buy groceries.
And here's the thing, yes, has inflation affected all of us? Yes, but I'm still grateful that I'm able to go into the store and buy groceries now. $300 doesn't get me what it got me last year or the year before that, but I'm still able to buy groceries. I'm still able to put gas in my truck. Now, what I will say is, so I got a
I knew this was coming.
I'm trying real hard to like my new truck because it's not what I've had previously, and I don't know. But what I can say is, baby, and when it took $44 to fill up that tank, I was like, oh yes,
really?
Oh yes, because
I don't want to give my truck either, but dang, that sounds good.
$44 for me to fill up, and I was probably just the line under a half a tank. Not only did my old, and when I say y'all, and you know what? Thank you, Lord. I'm sorry. I am not going to be. I don't want to say ashamed, but I just feel like I don't want to come across as bragging, but I had like the new Chevy Suburban. Like I had it since like 2020. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to say I'm spoiled, but God definitely blessed me because that has always been a dream. Mm-hmm. Like my dream vehicle was a Chevy Suburban, and God made it happen for me in 2020. And so now I'm in the new Traverse, the new Chevy Traverse. Couldn't even think what it is, y'all. When I tell you, and it's she not even a month old. Do you hear me? And everybody see it. Like she was like, oh, I like this. Everybody loves it, and I'm like, whatever. But when I tell you, in the Suburban, at the line under half a tank, and she took premium, y'all, premium gas, not unleaded. That was easily about $90-$100 for me to fill her up. But even in that, I had an attitude of gratitude because I thank God that I had the money to
do it,
to fill her up. Yep. Now $44 gives me more lunch money during the week. but that's what we have to remind ourselves. We want you to remind yourself that although you may not be where you want to be, you aren't where you used to be. Mm-hmm. And that in this moment where you are, you have everything that you need.
Yes.
I wish I left my other journal. I have journals everywhere. I have journals on the side of my bed. I have journals in my office. I have journals in my truck. I got this one right here, but on my lunch break, I was reading the book they were doing for Bible study with Reverend Rita. Mm-hmm. And it's called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. If you're a reader, if you're not a reader, go pick the book up.
Yeah,
read
audiobook.
Audiobook, yep. Yes. But he was talking about how the mood, once we battle or deal with fear, our mood should turn to peace, confidence, and faith. Mm. And so to have that peace of knowing that I'm okay regardless of what I see. Mm-hmm. That it may be uncomfortable, but I'm at peace because I know that this situation is subject to change because it's temporary.
Yes. Yeah.
Nothing is permanent until we die. Mm-hmm. Now that's permanent.
That's the only permanent thing is birth and dying.
Death. Yes. Mm-hmm. Other than that, everything in between. This story that you are writing is up to you. So God told me a long time ago that we either attract what we fear or we attract what we faith. Now I know that's not proper English, but if we can attract what we fear, then that means our faith can attract to us what we want, what we desire. Yes. Because God will give us the desires of our heart. What's in your heart? And you have to stand on that in your freedom. You have to stand on that and just know that it may not come overnight. It may not come next month, but it's going to happen. I got something else to share with you from that book too.
All right.
Yes. Eventually it'll make it out this way.
Yep. There's some things that can't always be shared just yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's okay.
Definitely. But the freedom of the mind. Let's talk about that real quick because that was the whole subject line for this one. Yes. And in order to faith something, this is what we're learning because it's funny how everything that we've been listening to all lines up with that. Doubt is the number one killer to faith. Mm-hmm. Yes. Unfortunately, it's always going to happen. regardless, doubt is going to enter. You
Mm-hmm.
can't stop doubt from coming into your head. But the minute it does, you automatically have to respond to that.
Yeah.
And you can't engage it, you can't agree with it. You have to counterbalance that. That is something that I am really focusing on right now. That's the season I'm in. Because when manifesting or faithing it, those are all kind of the same words. They have the same outcome. That is, we negate seeing the manifestation of things. So when you hear about people receiving blessing or seeing stuff come to pass or manifesting or receiving healing or even miracles, it is because they were able to keep their mind free and clear and focused on what it was they wanted to come see pass. I do have something else to tell you too. That's why we look at each other like, oh.
And here on the Jay and Margot show, we always keep it real, raw, and respectful.
Yes.
The respectful part is respectful for y'all. We don't need to like have this conversation off the air.
Actually, I was biting my tongue a couple of times during some of the things that was already being said. Only because until you guys really get to know us,
Yes,
you know.
Yes. And I feel the need to correct something. Even with each other behind the scenes or in our day-to-day friendship, we're always respectful with each other. Now, it may be like this morning I had to tell her, look, what did I say to you? I said, I'm not playing with you today or something.
Yeah.
And I said, aren't you?
She was in a mood.
Oh, I was in a mood.
I caught her at the wrong time. I should have asked the Lord, is this a good time to call my sister?
And look, now I was
but I needed it. I needed it like that though.
And she said, like, we know each other. We know how we can talk to each other. And I knew that I could say that to her in that moment because that's how she needed to hear that. Yeah. She needed to hear it boldly. I needed to be blunt with it. I just need to look. Stop. Get off this merry-go-round. Stop it. You know, like a little kid or something.
Yeah. Actually, I think that was one of the pastor's messages.
Really?
Yes. Stop it. When your brain, that doubt comes in, he actually did say that. Stop it. Remember I told you he was walking around the house? Stop it. Telling his own, stop it.
And they do not call it the battlefield of the mind for no reason. So the minute that you say, okay, this is what I want, there's going to be opposition.
Guaranteed. Expect it.
It ain't just gonna be like, oh, I'm here, like Tinkerbell or something. Like,
right.
Did she just magically show up in Peter Pan?
She was fairy dusted in.
Well, there's no fairy dust to be like poof. And this is not Aladdin. We don't have no genie. We got God. But even in that, there's opposition. Just
we have to do our part.
We have to do our part. So just like I'm thinking of the story or being reminded of the story of when the angel was held up by the Prince of Air for 21 days. And who was that? Was it Joseph or David? David. We do not proclaim to be Bible scholars. But we know our word. We love God.
And we'll Google it right
we will
here
definitely
in
Google in a heartbeat. So don't be like, oh, you couldn't even. Look, it's the story of where Gabrielle, or was it Michael? You know what? Was it Gabrielle?
It's Gabriel.
Gabriel? Oh.
Gabriel's a woman.
Gabriel. My bad. And I'm not even searching this right. And then we're out in the country. That's probably why we're not getting good reception.
In the country.
Daniel 10:13 states that an angel was held hostage by the Prince of Persia for 21 days before being able to deliver a message to Daniel. 21 days. Do you know how much we would be complaining now in 21 days? I was complaining in remember the conversation I told you I had with someone last Thursday?
Yes.
And I just told her yesterday, the guy had to show me that I had a conversation with a person on Thursday about something that's going on, or not something that's going on, but something that I wanted. And I was like, oh, okay. And they told me just be patient. And I was like, oh, no, she said just wait. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, then yesterday I find out some other information and I'm already being negative. I'm not telling myself stop it because I'm being moved by what I see. I'm being moved by what I hear. And God had to remind me, you forgot already the conversation that you had on Thursday that I ordained and set up for you to have so that you would keep the faith. 21 days we tripping. 21 days we cursing God.
Just how long did it even take me too?
Oh, yeah.
From the last time.
That's what I had to get on her.
That's what she had to get on me this morning for. Yep. And I can't even tell you what that time frame was though either. So, but yeah.
But it's a beautiful thing because as we talk about liberty, as we talk about freedom, it's beautiful to be able to have the kind of freedom to where we might slip up. I slipped up. Mm-hmm. Like I completely forgot about what God has shown me when it came to what he has promised to me. And I was already moving in doubt. Mm-hmm. Already moving in doubt. And it takes, my friend to say, hey, remember what God said. We have to remember what God said. And have others remind us in our moments of weakness. When the lights go out and we're overrun by those thoughts of negativity, of lack, of fear, or whatever it is that doesn't line up with the Word of God. Mm-hmm. So,
amen.
Yes, but we are rounding. This is the Jay and Margot show, so we want to keep it to like a 30-minute talk show, because we know we got short attention spans even as adults. Let me say that correctly. I can't even talk right. But I'm hungry too. Once you get to know I love food, you can send me gift. Well, no, I ain't giving out no mailing information. Just hit my Cash App for my birthday. I like to eat. I'll be in Chicago. Why am I telling that? We gonna edit that out.
Telling that?
I don't know.
My birthday.
I just like to. Can we tell?
I like to eat too. No,
you gonna eat good.
I'm gonna eat
you
good.
You gonna eat good for your birthday. But yes.
Cash App me.
That's hers. Hers will be in the comments also.
It's August.
I know.
August.
Can we share your age or no?
I'm gonna be 50. Yay.
Don't even look it. 50 where? 50 where? Not here. Not here. So we are celebrating. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. So thank you for joining us on the Jay and Margot show. We will be back. I don't know. Are we doing? We'll be back. Okay, so we're gonna edit that out probably.
Yes.
We're gonna say thank you for watching the Jay and Margot show,
where we keep it real, raw, and respectful.
Until next time.
Have a good night.